you very much for coming back to watch. I really appreciate that. If you're a new viewer, this is a podcast mainly about knitting, but I've decided over the Christmas break, because I've only just started this podcast, I really want it to be versatile. So it won't just be knitting, because I do love other hobbies like sewing, and I want to get into dyeing and practice spinning yarn. So I want to keep it flexible and open to change. So predominantly my main hobby is knitting, so this will talk a lot about knitting, but I'll also be talking about other things I've been working on that are non-knitting related. So hopefully you'll still want to come back and watch. If you're interested and you love it, please subscribe down below. I will put some show notes in if I mention patterns or yarn brands and things like that. I'll make a note of them down below in the notes. And I look forward to your comments, and thank you for joining me. So to get started, I'm sorry firstly for not getting a podcast in as I promised before Christmas, but it just was hectic. Finalising things at work for the end of the year, packing and getting the house in order before we had to go away for Christmas, because we went to New South Wales, to Newcastle, to visit my family, because that's where I'm originally from. And currently I'm living in Brisbane with my partner Wayne and my cat Pearl. And so we had a lot of work to do to get packed and get the house sorted and organise the cat. Wayne's parents were very kindly looking after her while we were away, and just making sure we got all that sort of thing done, and packed all the Christmas presents, made sure they were all ready and wrapped for the kids. And yeah, so it just didn't happen, so I'm sorry about that. I hope you had a very good New Year and Christmas, and welcome to 2018. I hope this year brings you fantastic things, positive change, things that you're looking forward to, and resilience if you have some tough times, because we all do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to 2018. Last year was very stressful for me, particularly work-wise, so I'm hoping to get back a bit, and health-wise, I'm hoping to get back a bit more of a work-life balance and focus this year, which I need to focus more on myself and my well-being. So that's going to be my theme for this year. So I've seen everyone's been journaling, doing bullet journals, and getting a theme word for the year is to focus on, rather than making New Year's resolutions, which can be quite limiting, I guess. They can pressurize you and make you feel bad if you don't attain all of those things. So I decided that I'm going to give the bullet journal thing a go, and so far I'm liking it. I'm trying to not make it too fussy, because the whole idea is to organize my life rather than spend all my time making it look pretty. I have done some things to make it look a bit pretty, but I'm trying to keep it to a minimum, because I've got other hobbies I want to focus on. So with bullet journaling, a lot of people are choosing a word of the year as your theme going forward. So I was having a long think about it over Christmas and New Year, and because that last year was so stressful, and I've been unwell with arthritis and back pain and things like that, I wanted to focus on wellness. So that's my word for the year, is wellness, physical and mental health, and just self-care, making sure that I'm looking after me, because if I look after me, then I can look after everyone else. So I think that's a good theme to go forward in, and my partner's also on board with that sort of theme as well. So we're looking to do wellness activities every week, so one a week. So that might be meditation, um, going away for the weekend and taking a break, going on a yarny retreat or a sewing retreat or something of that kind, going for bike rides regularly, so exercise regularly, but fun things that we can do together. So I'm really looking forward to it. So far so good. We've been putting in some time getting some rides in, even in the afternoon after work, because I tend to start work, we both start work early and then we finish early, so that means we've got more time in the late afternoon to evening before dinner to get activities done that we want to do, like cycling. So that's what I'm working on towards in 2018. So I know this is a Yarny podcast, so I suppose I should talk about that as well. So I did actually have a finished object. I didn't think I was going to have a finished object, but awesome! I've got a finished object to show you. I thought this was a struggle. This project was in the naughty corner more than once, I have to say. The pattern is lovely, but a little vague in places. So I made a few boobies and I had to go back, and then I had to really think about it and read it and read it and read it to make sure that I was getting exactly what the pattern designer wanted me to do. So I wouldn't recommend it for a beginner in the fact that it's a little bit vague. So if you're not confident with reading patterns, maybe wait a little bit. But otherwise, it is a really pretty little dress. Now, it's the Maddo Mickey's Jolly Millie dress, and you can find it on Ravelry. It's on my project page. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can find me on Ravelry as Lisa Loves Yarn 76, and I don't update it very much, but I'm aiming this year to be a bit more focused on that front, and adding my projects and everything and participating on Ravelry. I'm a bit slack. It's not as easy to use the app on access the website on your phone as it is on your computer, but I work on a computer 10 hours a day, so I kind of don't want to look at the computer when I get home, so I tend to do everything on my phone, but that's not always conducive to participating in some of the Ravelry activities. Anyway, I have posted some finished photos on my Ravelry page. You can also find me on Instagram, Lisa Loves Yarn. I'm most active on Instagram, so definitely check out my Instagram feed for the more recent updates on what I'm working on and everything. And you can email me lisalovesyarn@gmail.com, and I'll respond to you ASAP. And otherwise you can put a comment down below. I do get notifications to my inbox, so I'll respond to you as soon as possible. And yeah, so that's all the admin stuff for the contact details, so you know how to get hold of me. So here, if I had a drum roll, I'd put the drum roll up, but here is the Jolly Millie dress, and at first I cannot tell you how important blocking is, because when I took this off the needles I was so disappointed with how it looked. It looked terrible. But as soon as I blocked it, and thank you to Spectrum Fibre, because I participated in a sock club last year, and she included a little sachet of soak, a lavender soak, so I used that. It's a no rinse soak, which was wonderful, so I used that for this dress, and oh, it smells so lovely. And here's the dress. So it's got lots of little eyelets. I've got, just put that on my fingers. This is a newborn size, and it's got two teeny tiny little buttons. Hopefully that comes out. And I saw these at Lincraft, was these cute little vintage retro little ducky buttons. Just see if that will focus. Sorry if it doesn't focus quite that well. and it's this adorable little ducky, and then this beautiful pink velvet ribbon, and then on the back I just made a little button loop, and then it's just got a bigger size of the tiny buttons on the back. So the back's just got seed stitch up the middle. So yeah, so that's the little dress. It's sleeveless, but I think it's quite versatile in being sleeveless because Australia has warmer weather. We don't really get super duper cold weather, not where I live anyway. So this dress you could wear, like put a little onesie on them with some little ruffly pants, which would go quite nicely with this. Oh, and I forgot to say the yarn is it's Strawberry Stellina, so it's got sparkle in it. I don't know if you can see that in here, little sparkles. And that's by Vanessa Kint of My Creative Garage. She's also on Instagram as My Creative Garage, so look her up. She does some beautiful colourways, as well as some gorgeous project bags which are exceptionally well made, so definitely check her out. So the yarn is Strawberry Stellina. It's lovely and soft, it's fingering weight, and it turned out really well. I just love the sparkle. You can't really see it as much here, but when you're looking in real life it's just beautiful. So I originally was making, because I had 2 projects I had to make. When I finished this one, I was going to start another one for my friend who's having a baby in April, a little girl. So her baby shower's coming up in February. And this was actually on the needles for my great niece, who was due the first week of January. And normally in our family we have preemies, so I thought this would be big enough. However, little Matilda, absolutely gorgeous, arrived on last Thursday, the 11th of January, and she is just delicious. I just want to kiss her, but unfortunately she's interstate, so I have to wait till we go to Newcastle next so I can visit her. But she was born about 10.5 pounds, so this is not going to fit her because this is 0 to 3 months and she's pretty much a 3 months size. So I'm swapping my projects around. I've got something else planned for Matilda, and this will be for the other little girl being born in April for my friend. So I'll be taking that to the baby shower. So I'm gonna, because the baby's being born in April, that's how I'm getting into our winter, sort of autumn winter time. I'm going to see if hopefully soon they'll have some winter stuff out for babies. So I'm going to try and get like a little long sleeve onesie or a little skivvy or long sleeve top to go under this, and then some little leggings to go under. So that'll be perfect for winter. It's always good for layers, and it's hot here in Queensland, so the baby will be in Queensland. So even if it's not that cold, she can just have a little long sleeve top under it and maybe just her nappy and whatever. So yeah, so I'm very happy with that dress. It turned out so pretty and it's so adorable and I just love it. So I can't wait to gift it. So I'll just put that back. Now, I'll see if I can get the little ducky button. So cute. I've got about 3 left. I think I've got 4. So it's like little mother duck. Very cute. So that's that. So that's my only finished object, but hey, it's a finished object. And I haven't finished anything since my Exploration Station shawl by Stephen West back in October last year. So I was feeling a bit itchy to get something finished. So thankfully, something's off the needles. And of course, even though I've got a gazillion projects, I have to cast on something for Christmas Eve cast on. I can't be left out of the loop. So everyone was casting on, and I saw some people were casting on this cute little sock pattern by little bobbins, and it's got little Christmas trees on it. So I did this basically over 1 or 2 days worth of knitting so far. That was Christmas Eve, and then I suppose it was a couple of days because I worked on it while we were in Newcastle, and then did the bulk of it. And don't look, see this bit? This is my boo-boo. I found I didn't have enough stitches, and I was lazy, so I just added them on in bulk instead of doing a little bit at a time. So now it looks tacky, but hopefully it'll block out, and hey, just look at the pretty picture on this side. Okay, so if I turn it up the right way, you'll be able to see the little trees. This is Yarn Ink yarn, and it's called, oh my gosh, I mentioned on my first podcast, something candy. So it's really pretty. It's like really pale mint green, goldeny, orangey yellow, and hot pinks. And the cuff is in a twisted rib, which I haven't done before. I think it's supposed to make it more stretchy. I don't enjoy knitting it, to be honest. I find it really painful, and it's a bit messy. And actually I stuffed up a bit here because I forgot to do the twisted bit or something, so it looks a bit silly. But anyway, it's always good to challenge yourself and try something different. And hey, I'll do the twisted rib because that's in the pattern, but I probably would just do normal rib if I did them again, because I just don't enjoy it. So twisted ribs basically knit purl, but in the back or the opposite loop. Anyway, I was using these Addy sharps, and they are sharp, let me tell you. I was a bit obsessed knitting. I just was knitting for hours, and my finger's recovering. I don't know if you can see there. Anyway, I put a hole in my finger, and then it took ages to heal. So because I'm on immunosuppressing drugs for my arthritis, so I take forever to heal. So anyway, it's healed now, but it sort of put me off knitting on these socks because although the Addies are beautiful to knit with, super slippery, don't have any stitches catching or anything, really smooth transition between the cord and the needle, they're bloomin' sharp. So my fingers are feeling a bit gun shy in regard to that, but I will pick it up again soon. And the casting on doesn't stop there. The casting on doesn't stop there. So now, spoiler alert, go and make a cup of coffee. I'm just going to talk for a couple of minutes about this. So if you don't want to see my sister shawl MCAL progress, and I'm up to almost, or just past the halfway mark on the Clue 2, I suggest you go and make a cup of tea and come back in a few minutes, because I'm going to show you where I'm up to. And it's been killing me to not be showing it all the time. But anyway, so hopefully you've scooted off and come back in about 3 minutes. So this is the shawl. The yarn is by Ginger Snap That. She's Ginger Snap That One on Instagram. She sells beautiful colorways. This one was the kit called Pretty in Pink. So I think the pale pink is blush, and actually this is the right side. The pale pink is blush, so this one. This speckly bit is called Pretty in Pink, with different, like the plummy sort of pink and then the blush in it. And then we've got the berry colorway at the bottom. So I just love, love, love this shawl. Cozy Up Knits, thank you. It is divine. I cannot tell you, I can't wait to be wearing this. I want to be finished. I want to be wearing it because it's just so pretty. Look at it. It's got like a lace pattern down the bottom and broken seed stitch, then more lace, then some garter rows with colour changes, some gorgeous eyelets, and then, oh, look at this lace. Now, Jamie's mentioned lace is her nemesis, but she loves it. I'm the same. I love it, I love it, I love it. This is my first time knitting proper lace because normally I give up because I fluff it up. And although I've had to unknit rows, but luckily only single rows, because you have to keep checking to make sure you haven't fluffed it up, I love it. I'm having so much fun with it. Now that I'm on almost finished the second repeat, I am going a lot faster. I'm not ripping back as much. And if you see here, I can't recommend it highly enough if you are doing lace or anything really, and you don't want to, and you're not confident with just pulling out your needles and picking up stitches. I don't know if you can see in there, there's a little line. That's the sparkly yarn I used for the baby dress. I've put a lifeline in through there. So I have one down here at the start, and when I finished the repeat, I put another lifeline in and took that one out. And then just in case, because lace is my nemesis, so I didn't want to have any tears that I'd get all this way and then had to start over. So it's turning out beautiful. Thank you, ladies. Absolutely love it. You're brilliant. And I love it that each clue is reflective of each of the Cozy Up Knit sisters. So it's really sweet. So I'm really looking forward to getting Clue 2 finished because Clue 3 started this week, or starts on Monday, and I don't want to be behind too much. So I love it. So that's what I've done so far. So hello there. If you've made a cup of tea and you didn't want to watch it, you can come back now. It's safe. So that's basically the two items I've been knitting on since Christmas, apart from finishing off the little baby dress, which when the baby arrived on Thursday, I decided I had to pull my finger out, take it out of the naughty corner and just get it done. And then realised the baby wasn't going to fit it because she was 10.5 pounds. Gorgeous 10.5 pounds worth of baby. I just can't wait to meet her. And she's already in my heart, and as are all of my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews. And on that line, something like a sidebar, I suppose, as the Cozy Up Knit sisters like to say, here comes a sidebar. Because I don't live close to my nieces and nephews, I'm thinking of doing a separate little video, which I'm thinking I'll call something like Reading Time with Auntie Lisa. So I'm going to start, I'll give it a go. I'm going to start reading storybooks to my nieces and nephews and anyone else whose children want to listen. And that way I've got some way of connecting with them from afar. So I'm not sure when I'll do that, but it'll be soon. That's something I really want to do. I sort of thought of it last year and now I'm thinking I really want to implement it. So watch this space. So for those of you that are wanting to watch this specifically for knitting, that is all my knitting that I have to talk about today. So if you don't want to listen anymore, that's okay. Hopefully I'll see you back next time to my podcast. Otherwise, if you want, please sit down, relax. I've just got a little bit more to talk about in regard to other projects. So here we go. I got contacted by my friend Belinda over the Christmas break, or just before the Christmas break, I should say, at the end of last year, to see if I'd be interested in helping her friend out who needed some dog bandanas for her store. She wanted Australiana themed ones for Australia Day coming up on January 26th. So although I'd planned to do some dyeing of roving, and I have all the bits I need for it there, I decided to take on the commission, and it was so much fun. Except that my sewing machine decided at that time to, even though I just had it serviced, like literally days before I picked it up from being serviced, like a full service, it jammed up. Yep, it jammed up. Thank you very much. So, so frustrating, especially when I'd said that I would do them. So anyway, luckily for me, I had purchased a second-hand sewing machine for Wayne's mum to use and asked if I could borrow that. So as it turns out, she doesn't need it back because she's got her old one that she's more comfortable with. So I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to continue using it, especially till I get my other machines sorted. So I'll have to take it back to get them to have a look at it again to see what's going on. I've had it for about 5 years. Oh no, more than that, say 7 years. Anyway, all was not lost. I got the other sewing machine. It took us a day to become friends. You know, when you change machines, everything's set up differently and you just have to get a feel for one another. So anyway, we eventually became good friends, and it sewed like a dream. And I managed to pump out, was it 33 large and about 18 small bandanas. So I'll just show you an example of one that I've got finished. So this is one here. This one's got feathers. I did this one extra because I'm thinking I might at some stage have a little market stall and sell them. And it's reversible, so it's got like about a 4 centimetre hole on either side for the collar to go through, and then it just hangs around the dog's neck. And this is a large one. And then I got this cute fabric that says HRH Queen Bee, love our bees, make love not war, plant flowers, save our bees, make a buzz. So that's quite cute fabric. And then it was just this feather fabric with gold in it that I got, so it's quite pretty. So I made one of these for Belinda's dog, except I don't have it here, but Belinda's dog's bandana, Cleo, she's a Great Dane. I had some, and I'll just see if I've got it here. Here it is. It's quite expensive from Spotlight, so I couldn't put it on all the dog bandanas because seriously, unless I can find it cheaper on eBay in bulk, it's not worth doing because it's just expensive. But I want Cleo to be safe, so I got this pink reflective high-vis tape. So you can't really see it here in the colour's like hot pink. Oh, there it goes, hot pink. And then we've got this reflective tape here that if there was a light against it, you'd see that it would reflect and pick up the light. So if Cleo goes near cars, they'll be able to see her in the dark. And I put on both sides of the bandana. And the bandana looks exactly the same as this one, except it's got the reflective tape on both sides, just running down the V bit. So that's that. Just to show you the other fabrics I made the little bandanas out of. So there was some little small ones, but I've had these little triangles left over from cutting out the fabric. So I'm thinking of making some bunting to sell to use that up. So yeah, so there's this little gum blossom fabric, but I didn't have a lot of it. I had it in my stash because all I could get at Spotlight was Australian flag fabric. All my other Australiano fabric came out of my stash because you can't buy it anymore. I haven't seen it available. So this one's Gum Blossoms, which is quite pretty. And then we had the Australian flag. So that was the main themed one. And then I just put plain colours or random fabric on the backs. And So it's just potluck what you get. And then this one's really cute. It's you can't get this fabric anymore either, to my knowledge, because I haven't seen it at Spotlight again, is little galahs and cockatoos. And this also is another one you can't get at Spotlight anymore, to my knowledge, and that's these little koalas with the gum leaves. So that's quite cute. So that's mainly the ones I made for the pet store. So they've gone down to the Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast. They've gone down to Surfers Paradise. So if you are in Surfers Paradise, go on to the My Pet Wear website, wear as in WEAR. And they're on offer there. Or you could check out her Instagram feed, which is at My Pet Wear, sorry. So check that out. And you can look on I've reposted a picture there, so if you're not sure, you can go onto my Instagram feed and have a look at my post, and you'll see it there with some little dogs modelling the bandanas, so you can see that. So that's those ones. I did get some more fabric to make more. So one of them was this cute one with the like Muttley little, I don't know if they're bulldogs or something. I thought that was quite cute, and little poodle, different breeds of dog. So I got that to make some bandanas, as well as I got another one which I don't have handy, but it's like similar, but it's just, I think, French bulldogs. Anyway, very cute. And I also got this fabric to make up some more. I got like 3.5 meters because it was on sale at Spotlight. Flamingos. Have a look at those. Aren't they pretty? Flamingos and flowers. So I'll be making some doggy bandanas in those. So please, I can put some in my Etsy store, which is Vintage Vesta, but send me a message, probably email lisalovesjarn@gmail.com, or as a direct message on Instagram, which is Lisa Loves Yarn, if you're interested in getting one. Obviously I'm based in Australia, I'd have to check regarding postage overseas, but because they're quite thin, I could just post it in a single envelope, like flat envelope, and send it as like a letter. So if it's just one. Otherwise it would be pretty cheap to send it in Australia, probably about a couple of dollars. Okay, so they'll sell for $12 for the large and $6 for the small. Anywho, so that's what sewing I've been doing this week, which has been super fun. And the only other thing I have to show you is, I mentioned at the start of the podcast about my bullet journal. So Amazon's recently arrived in Australia. We didn't have it before. And because everyone's always going on overseas about how wonderful Amazon is, and you can get everything, including the kitchen sink, just about. And also, they said, I'm sure I've seen it somewhere where they said it was like super, like ordered it and it was there the next day. Not so much in Australia. And it might be just an Australia Post issue, I don't know. But I ordered this just after Christmas and it didn't arrive for nearly 2 weeks. I was really wondering if it was lost, but anyway, it finally turned up. I got this clear case, like journal, and it comes with like some paper stock. Some of it's got like dots on, others are grid, and sorry, it cut out. So there's some line paper, and if I have a look, there should be some paper with little dots on, and some grid paper and blank paper. So I think I must have used up all the grid paper. I don't know. Can't see any more grid paper, but anyway, there's grid paper. So you can buy more refills as you need it. And it came with a little pop-out ruler, which is quite handy when you're doing bullet journals. And it comes with these cute sort of semi-see-through floral, natural, nature patterned dividers. So there's one with these leaves on. There's another one with little pink flowers. What else? Some other leaf pattern, like lavender, and some butterflies. So it's quite sweet, and you can just divide it up how you want. With regard to bullet journaling, obviously the idea, which I've seen people doing, is to choose a word for the year, and I chose wellness. So I got some basic watercolour paints from Officeworks and some art paper for watercolour, and then I just put my theme title page on that paper. So wellness 2018, I just did a little love heart to represent wellness, looking after yourself, self-care, and I just painted some little decorative bits there. So it's just something simple. So other than that, I also got, it comes with a little insert for your pens. I got, it cost more than I expected to, but anyway, I got some fancy coloured pens to decorate with, but I'm not going to do too much. You know, it's a journal, it's meant to help me organise myself, not spend days prettying it up. I've got other things I want to focus on. So that, I've got a little eraser. It comes with a little sharpener and then the eraser on the other end. And also I saw a lady using this stick-on, like your roll-out white out. It's a roll-out sticky tape, Boss Stick glue tape. So that's really useful. So you just pull it off and start putting that on the back of the paper. And I also ordered from Amazon a series of calendar dates, which have little tabs for January and the number of the month, like 10 is for October, and they come in different formats. They got that one, and also I used in mine for the monthly, I used this one. So this is my monthly page dates, like important dates. So I just did my own little codes there for birthdays, public holidays, etc. And then I've got dedicated page per month for a month look ahead, and I just put the little sticker tab up the top of the page and it folds over so it kind of bookmarks the page. So I just did that. So I'm doing a month look ahead, and in between I'll put pages for each day in the month as I fill it in. And I've separated the other dividers to work goals, personal goals, which I haven't filled in yet, knitting goals, sewing, craft goals in general, and dyeing, like dyeing fabric, not dyeing, and YouTube and other things that I want to focus on, and vacation goals. So that's my journal so far. I'm having fun with it. I'm not trying to spend too much time on it, maybe about tops 15 minutes a day on it, because as I said before, it's meant to be simple, not complicated. One other thing which I purchased the other day, non-knitting related, because I've got a great nephew due to be born in April. So I wanted to start on something for him, and by the way, I have bought some patterns to make a little newspaper boy knit cap and a little vest. Adorable. So I'll talk more about that next podcast, because obviously if you're a knitter and you've wandered off, people might miss out on what I'm doing. But I got this at Spotlight. I haven't done cross stitch in years, and I think I'm going to have to go back because they had a little TP one with a cactus next to it, and I think they'll go well together. So I'm going to make him this little cross stitch cowboy sheriff. He's got his little red kerchief, olive shirt, and I don't know if you can see it here, but there's a stitch on here that makes it like little tassels on his vest, where it's got like the bit of the thread fluffed out like tassels, so that's really cute. And he's got his little cowboy boots and his lasso and the little cactus, and he, of course, his sheriff badge on the top. So I thought it's quite simple and small. It comes with your hoop, your Aida cloth, the pattern, the thread. So I thought that'll be something different to do if I want to break from knitting, and I think it'll look really cute hanging on the wall in his bedroom. So that's what I'm going to be working on that's non-knitting related. And that's pretty much all I have for this week. So thank you so much for coming back if you returned. Thank you if you subscribed. I really appreciate it. And I will try and aim to do a podcast a fortnight. Let's just say a fortnight, once a fortnight. I am considering doing some live podcasting because I've seen Tracy and Jody from the Grocery Girls doing it, and it just means you don't have to spend hours waiting for it to load into YouTube. It's just instantly up there. The only thing I'm nervous about is being live and not being able to edit it. So I may do that later on in the year. I don't know. Just depends on how confident I feel, because this podcasting thing is completely new to me. So I'm just practicing and seeing how it goes, and obviously I'll learn new things and new techniques, and hopefully I can zhuzh up the intro and things like that once I get familiar with the software that I'm using to edit my videos. So thank you very much. Have an awesome week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.